Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name's Pat Bear. I'm here to build some model kits and hang out with you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave Lego the Scythe emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. Let me know you're here, or you can just say hi if you're not a subscriber, or if you don't want to use the emotes. Jam is here. I'm going to hit the applause button because before the stream even started, before we even began, in the before times, Professor Zoidberg renewed their subscription, Tier 1. They're 3 months on a 3-month streak, so thank you very much to Professor Zoidberg for that. In the chat, Lastbrook's in the chat. We got a great crew here already. I'm hoping a few more folks decide to join us. I know that the Game Awards are still happening, and I know that some people are interested in watching the Game Awards. Am I happy that a friend of mine joined a team after it was already successful but won a game award? Of course I am. Even though she did join because they were suddenly like, we need a community manager. Oh no, our video game is very popular. But yeah, she did win, so cool to her. Yeah, I'm happy about that. But it's also like, it's the Game Awards. I'm not joking when I say that they should just do all the awards in the pre-show, and the show itself should just be commercials for upcoming games. Because breaking up the commercials for upcoming games with awards just ruins the flow of the whole thing. So I stand by that. I was not joking when I tweeted that. That is a real, honest thing. Again, I also hope that whoever won streamer, content creator of the year or whatever, the gamer of the year or whatever, isn't a colossal garbage person. Very much hope that to be true. They can break that trend. And yeah, mostly just excited for games. They should, community managers deserve more awards. They seem like real important, but mostly thankless. Yes, Professor Zoidberg. It is often considered the job you can get in the games industry if you don't have any talent. A lot of people think that QA testing and community management is just like in the same way they used to think like, oh, I'll be a writer, as if that was an easy thing that you could just do without any background in it. Yeah, people really think community managers are just like folks from the community, and sometimes they are. Like a really fun example is one of the community managers for Saints Row was someone that used to run the most popular website for finding Saints Row mods for 2 and 3. They brought that person on as a community mod or manager for 4 because that person was like really clued in with the Saints Row community. And so it's like in that instance, like he did come from the community, and sometimes people come in from those communities as the games go on. But it's a lot of work, and it is not well respected enough, as well respected as it should be. So all the props to those community managers out there doing the work and seeing the garbage so you don't have to. Imagine being a community manager for a WWE video game. Not only do you have to be a community manager for a game that is terrible every year and finds new ways to be terrible, but imagine you have people who have legitimate issues you can't help because they have problems with a game that sucks. But you also have just wrestling fans. Like any community manager for a WWE game has to see messages earnestly asking why a wrestler who committed murder isn't available as DLC in your video game. That is a real thing that WWE community managers have to deal with on a daily basis. And it is not someone trolling. That is someone who earnestly cannot understand why a in his time, very popular wrestler who committed murder isn't in a game. And there's no getting through to those people, and they'll never stop asking. And I can't even imagine tolerating that. And like just going like, well, that's the thing you get for taking this job. That comes with the territory. They're going to ask when racists, sexists, and murderers aren't in your game. They're just gonna always ask that. It's an unbelievable nightmare. So not all community managers have to deal with that kind of stuff, but like also, hey, imagine you are a harmonics community manager, and every day of your life is seeing the same questions about the band Muse or your other favorite band, why certain bands aren't in Rock Band, as if they've actively chosen to keep your favorite band out of it and it's not contractually obligations, or that the band that wants to be there uh uh the band doesn't want to be associated with it and isn't interested, but you're just yelling at them for being lazy. It's hard to argue against a smart person. It's impossible to argue with an idiot. Yeah, I mean, just like there are people you just can't argue with because they are just lost causes. All right, we're going to get started in a minute or two with the proper stream. Tonight, we will be discussing several important things, like the model kits we're working on tonight. We will be talking about the Game Awards probably a little bit more. We will be talking about some Disney announcements, possibly or probably. We can definitely talk about the merger of Crunchyroll and Funimation, the probable merger, but the almost guaranteed acquisition of Crunchyroll's parent company, Evolution, by Sony. And we could talk about the continued consolidation of publishers in North America, streaming platforms in North America, and our dark mega monopoly future, because it will get approval, because why wouldn't it get approval? There's no reason why it wouldn't, other than it's a bad idea, but it'll still get approval. I mean, if the CBS Viacom merger goes through, this one certainly will. If they're going to clearly a monopoly and they're going to let that happen, they're certainly going to let Sony buy Evolution. Uh, that's going to be rough for a bunch of people I know, and some of whom I love, who are definitely probably going. Someone's going to get let go because, you know, one of the things that actually helps a little bit is a lot of my friends on the Crunchyroll side are in events, and Funimation doesn't do them. They do occasionally. Funimation does conventions, so there's a team for it. The Disney Fox is a big one too. You're right, Professor Zoidberg. Disney Fox is a huge one that probably shouldn't have been able to happen, but yeah, I got to imagine we are going to have Netflix doing a little bit of anime here and there, picking and choosing, promoting their own stuff. Amazon in the U.S. basically doesn't do anything. Amazon Japan has some deals that they keep in place, but then those shows get licensed to other things. Like Science Fell in Love, So I Tried to Prove It was an Amazon Prime Japan series, and it came out all at once, and then came out week to week on Crunchyroll in the rest of the world. So Netflix will do its own little thing. Viz has a player, but mostly everything on it is also on Funimation. Hulu has some anime, but it's just stuff that's also on Funimation because it's Aniplex, and Aniplex is owned by Sony. There is another distributor here in the U.S., but they license their stuff to Crunchyroll and Sentai Films. License their stuff to Crunchyroll and Funimation. They don't stream themselves. And yeah, that's it. That's it. That's streaming. I just love that even Disney didn't want anything to do with Fox News. Well, yeah, I mean, like they're in the entertainment business. They're not in the news business. It's like a whole other thing. Uh, I'm sure there are people that watch Fox News that don't watch their local Fox affiliate because that's means they can disassociate those two things. All right, I'm going to give myself a retweet, and then we're going to get streaming. Not a lot of people here tonight. We didn't have much people last night, but that was video game night, and Cloud Gardens, I feel like probably didn't excite folks, I was hoping a few more people would join us tonight for model kit building because we are going to work on our second ever entry grade. But I'll give myself a little retweet here, see if the word comes out. Maybe some people will join us. Maybe they won't. I don't know. But it would be cool if people came by, but we'll get going with the building. So we are finishing up. Oops, I gotta this goes over here, and this has to go like this. There we go. Sorry, everybody. We are finishing up the RGM 79 GM. This is a master grade from the year 2001. And we are body complete with this. We did everything, every part of this kit is done. All that's left to do is to, including, we got the backpack on, we got to put the weapons on it. Now, this does have, sold separately, you can take this off and attach the big weapons backpack that is on the Easy 8 that is compatible with this kit, which is also a 2001 release. But we are not going to worry about that because we are working on weapons. So we can put this aside. We're going to finish that up. And then we do have Deku Midoriya, which is an entry grade. And I'll talk more about entry grades as we get there. But a reminder that entry grades are a new line. It's a new line of building here put out this year. And they seem pretty dang neat. We did the the ARM-7-8, the original Gundam. So we did the first Gundam, and that was very cool to put together. And then we got to work on Midoriya, which is the first My Hero Academia action figure model kit. It seems very similar to the action figure model kit lines that we've seen for Kamen Rider and Dragon Ball. So I am interested in seeing if there are differences. This is the one. You should not need any tools to take these off and put these together. No snipper clips required, but this has stickers, whereas the Gundam did not have stickers. So I am disappointed in that. I'm disappointed that it does have stickers. That feels like, that doesn't feel entry grade to me. If you got to put stickers on it, that actually feels like kind of bad. So I am a bit disappointed in that. Let's see. But yeah. Other than that, I'm doing okay. Nothing super new to report since last night I was playing Cloud Gardens, which was really fun. Very much enjoyed Cloud Gardens. That is a fun video game. It is, I would say, wishlist it because it might go on sale again before it gets released. But yeah, I bought it on sale. It's in early access. I'm not usually one for early access, but I heard very good things about it, and I'm enjoying what I played of it. I might even play it before the next time I stream it, which just happened that way this last time. So we're building our rockets, our missile launcher here, our shoulder, put over the shoulder missile launcher. We got to get that together. So it's not a big thing at all. Yesterday, a thing happened that was kind of big, but not really. But I like to say it was big. I am now being followed by Mr. John Cena, which is a weird thing that is true. That's a true weird thing. Now, does he follow over 200,000 people on Twitter? Yes. Does he tweet for himself? Probably not. Maybe on occasion, but mostly probably not. He might reply to some people as himself. He might even check it on occasion. Is it still cool to say? 100%. It is still a weird, cool thing to have John Cena following me on Twitter. I don't care. It's still weird and cool, and I like it. There have been some people who are actually following me who are certainly famous as well, but that one was just like, oh, all right. Thanks, I guess. I don't know what to say. Weird. Why are you doing this? What's happening? But yeah. That was the old thing, right? Like, Taye Diggs followed people before they followed him to get people to follow. Because I follow John Cena on Twitter, so it's like, whatever. So I guess it's like, he's following me back. But yeah, there was a thing where Dana Carvey's people were following lots and lots of comedians, basically, like all kinds of comedians. So Dana Carvey followed me first, but then it also definitely seems like Dana Carvey was tweeting on his own account. So I did like that. I feel like Cena is the nerdiest person who isn't actually a nerd in a good way. Yeah, he's like the nerdy. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Yeah, he's like he is definitely a nerd that started working out, but not for nerdy pursuits. He's not Vin Diesel, who is the strongest nerd in the world. Vin Diesel is a guy that was like, I like action movies and D&D. I'm going to become my own OC character and then be in movies where I play the kind of characters that I like playing in D&D, which I love. I love that for Vin Diesel. I always have loved that for Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is now a singer. I can't tell you why, but he is, and great, good for him. But yeah, John Cena is definitely a guy who's just like always wants to be the coolest dude, and definitely is not at all, and does not understand why. Like he is like, I don't get what I do. What am I doing wrong? I'm a tough, cool Boston rapper, and I'm a professional wrestler, and I look incredible. What's wrong? Um, and you can kind of tell that by his appearances on Total Bellas and Total Divas, because now obviously those shows are scripted and they are not real and they are not reality. They are reality in quotation marks, but they do have a ring of truth to them, and they are playing up. They're generally just playing up reality, but like to 11. And so like you can look at it. You can look at that John Cena on those shows and go, okay, so that's not John Cena, but it definitely is John Cena. Like it's not him, but it's not created. He's not playing a character. He's just playing an incredibly heightened version of who he really is, which is a control freak and a cleanliness nerd. And it's just like, oh yeah. I feel like Vin would be happy doing sci-fi B movies for his career. Oh yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. He is quoted as saying, and I fully believe it to be true, that every success he has in the back of his mind, any movie that does really well, including like the Fast and Furious movies, is also that he can get the money from Universal to make more Riddick movies. Like all he wants to do is make more Riddick movies. So when he has a big success, or like the DVD sales of something does very well, he's like, oh great, now I can make more of the movie I want to make, the movie series I want to make. I can make more of my OC Do Not Steal movies. And like, yeah, whatever concessions he has to make, it's like, okay, yeah, I'll do another one. Yeah, all right, I'll be in this movie. Sure, I'll do this movie I don't particularly have any love for, but it means that I get to keep making my thing. Cool. Yeah, I'll put money into a video game studio. We got to make a move. We got to make it based on a movie I did that's not great. We'll try to do that. Like no one's more excited than Vin Diesel that Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay is one of the best video games based on a movie license. Like no one's more proud of that than Vin Diesel. He's so proud that Escape from Butcher Bay is an incredibly solid video game. He's so happy to be in such a good licensed game. Can't unbelievable for him. For him, unbelievable. But yeah, no, yeah, he's got to do the cool weird shit he wants to do. Like, I mean, we're definitely a couple years away from Vin Diesel doing at least a guest, if not a full season of some sort of like like him being on Critical Role is something that will happen in the next 5 years. Because like, of course it will, because he will just ingratiate himself with a lot of people who will be like, Vin Diesel is doing this. I'm so happy Vin Diesel is doing this. And it'll be great for people, and it'll be really fun for him, and he'll have a really good time. He is talking tree with 3 words because he is a huge nerd. Yes. the fact that he's like, I want to do as many voices. I want to do this in as many languages as possible for all the many dubs, because he's just like, I'm the voice of Groot. I can say it. So let me say it. Like, please let me do the role in Spanish, because I can say Yo soy Groot. So let me do it. I really love that. It's just like, no, I'm Groot though. Let me be Groot. It's nice. We're making 4 of these. We only need 3 of them. I don't know why we make 4 of them. I looked to see if the 4th one was involved in this kit at all. It's not. I only think we make a 4th one because they made them, so they're just like, oh, put them together anyway. I don't know. We get an extra of these rocket things because the launcher only sits 3 of them. So I don't know why we're doing 4. But we are. We will follow the instructions and we will do 4 of these. I don't know what else to tell you. You got to reload, right? Yeah, I guess you got to reload the whole thing and swap them. That's faster. I don't know. I don't know, folks. I am excited to work on this Deku kit. That's going to be kind of fun to see how this works out. I'm going to try to build a lot of these entry grades because I want to be knowledgeable about these and to recommend them to folks that are interested in perhaps getting out there and building some model kits. Like right now, I could say the first model kit you want to build if you're interested in building Gundam and you're really new to it is the entry grade. That entry grade Gundam is fantastic. It no stickers, requires no tools. It looks rad. It's easy. Instructions are very easy to follow, and I'm really happy to have like the first model kit. I can say this is a thing you should build. It's really nice to be able to have that. So I'm hoping that I can say like, hey, if you like My Hero Academia, this is a great kit to start, getting into model kit building, because it's, like I'm hoping to be able to say that. I don't know. Most other actors would probably have demanded they wrote a reason for Groot to have more lines. Yeah, you can see that. And the thing that's really great is that, like, by not saying that, instead, you end up with a situation where people are just like, get to play around, but just being like, I am Groot, and doing it all surly. Like, then they're just like, whoa, and everyone gets mad. And then you also get, I am Groot, and you get Steve Rogers going, I am Captain America. Like, thinking that the person is like a Neanderthal style kind of thing. It's just like, no, he just says I'm Groot. That's just his thing. Alright, so now we got to put missiles in this, which are all just one piece, which I honestly think is fine for this kit. It's totally okay that these missiles are just missiles. They're just one-piece units because they do just live in this thing. And what are you going to do, take them out? The fact that they exist at all is bizarre, because you'd think they would just, because they live in there, you'd think that they would just, like, put the covers on the top of them. But no, they're like, hey, yeah, we'll give you the missiles. Oh, okay. So let's put some of these in here. Got missiles, we got rockets to put together. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Lots of weapons on this kit. This kit contains weapons. That is a thing about this. It is like I said, it doesn't have the Easy 8 backpack, but it probably should for all these weapons. But that's cool. I like that. It's fun. I'm most disappointed it doesn't actually fire. Well, Professor Zoidberg, as I said before, I do want to reiterate this and make it clear. This is a model kit from the year 2001, which was a bad era of model kits. The early 2000s, they were trying a bunch of things. They were trying to fix some issues that people had with model kits. Ooh, I forgot to turn on my overhead light. I apologize. Let me do that right now. So I'm going to go to the intro just because it's going to be a bright light. I mean, it still was bright on my face, but I don't... there we go. There, that should be better. You should be able to see what's going on a little bit better there. I apologize. I forgot to turn that on. But yeah, this is from the year 2001, which was a very bad era of model kits. They were trying to fix a lot of problems they had with early model kits, which was mostly that the all the joints were really flimsy and they couldn't really hold the weapons and stuff. So they went out of their way to, which is why the screws were happening. They went out of their way to like try to make things better, and it in some instances worked very well, and in other instances certainly did not work at all. So then we got to put the covers on these, which is H3 and H2. Yeah, this is H2. So yeah, the fact that they don't fire or slide in and out in a way that like so you could have it like as if it was firing, like I'm not surprised about that. But the fact that they include them at all is surprising because we are just going to put a cover over this, like there aren't missiles in here. Wait. I think we are. So we'll put that piece on the front, which we did. Then those go in there, like that. And these go here. Yeah, okay, there it goes. I just snipped this properly. I hadn't properly snipped this off. But yeah, I hope you all doing well. I'm doing all right. Getting ready for some holiday stuff going on. Let's see. Going on. Nothing really super big going on with me these days. Trying to stay busy. I'm getting some year-end stuff taken care of. I'm almost done filming the last Baering the List. I put up a new one up today, or yesterday I should say. I have a new Baering the List up, but I am finishing up the last of them because this series was fun, but it is almost over. I did it every single Wednesday for an entire year. I will by the end. So I'm getting a little like self-reflective in the last couple, which I think is pretty fun to do. Although that does not include the one that I put up yesterday, which was just sad cats, because that was just a fun thing to be able to talk about. It was just like, here's some photos of sad cats, and the upload was bad. Like whoever did it didn't delete their old photos when they edited it, which is very funny. So there's like 3 photos of the same cat in there, but I was like, I don't care. This is a great idea. I looked to see if someone else had done it. I almost downloaded the images or reverse image search for better quality and did it myself, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna do this one. I think that's funny because I just thought that would be a fun thing to rank. All right, so we can put this one on here. Yeah, sorry, this way. Yep, so that's one of our rocket launchers, and then we can put the other ones in there. Once I put the lid on, we can do this. Boom, and then one more, and then we'll do the extra one as well. But yeah, Game Awards, I don't have really anything huge to say about it. Like, I feel bad for anyone that's co-streaming because they were playing copywritten music on it, and I really hope that those folks are okay. Some people who were sponsored co-streamers. It does make me wonder, should I co-stream the Anime Awards when those happen next year, the beginning of next year? Because they will most likely have like, they might play a little bit of like the best music or whatever on stream, and that could, run a risk. But I think I probably will anyway. We'll see, but I'll probably risk it because it's fun. It's fun to do the Anime Awards live and do a watch along. I enjoy that. I've done that the last 2 years, so I would like to do that again. So we'll see. And maybe they won't have. I mean, they definitely won't have. Hopefully, won't have a live musical performance. But who knows? Who knows how they'll do it up? I wonder if they know. Maybe there won't be an Anime Awards anymore because Crunchyroll is being bought by Sony. So maybe they won't have the Crunchyroll Awards. Who knows? But anyway, here's our rocket launcher, our held rocket launcher, and our extra rocket launcher. So now we can just do some missiles. We've got some missiles to put together here, which is basically all the pieces left of this. These are our smart missiles, basically. But yeah, it's a rough time. I feel bad. I mean, I can't believe uh, they fucking went so far with Cyberpunk to have a streamer-friendly mode that like disables all the copyrighted music, and then apparently nobody thought about how there was a licensed song in a unskippable cutscene that maybe people would like have an issue with. Uh, I mean, that's not the worst of the unskippable cutscenes that can really hurt people because this, at least that one isn't. It just has copyrighted music. It doesn't have fucking epilepsy triggers in it. So that's certainly better, but it's also bad for a different reason. Gotta get ready for work. Have a great night. You have a great night, Professor Zoidberg. Thanks for being here. Have a good one. And thanks to everybody else that's here. As I said, I know that this is a kind of a chill night here. We're not really a lot of activity, which is a bummer. Thursdays are usually pretty busy here at the old Bear Cave as we build model kits. I will definitely do a retweet as we get ready to start Midoriya when we're done with all our weapons here. Try to get a few butts in the seats, as it were. But that's okay. And if you are here, hey, fucking thanks so much for being here. I always appreciate it. I'm happy you're here. But yeah, kind of a light night. Those happen now and again. Don't love them. Like to be able to have people here and watching, certainly. Like to see those numbers up as people are watching and enjoying. But, you know, building model kits. Happy to do it. Always enjoy it. And excited to work on some stuff. I got some high grades waiting for me that should get me to through the point where I can pick up some other stuff. I'm expecting some Amazon gift cards at the end of the month, which will allow me to make some big purchases for next year. I do have a kit coming at the end of January. I theoretically have a kit coming this month, but I bet that Gohan, that Ultimate Gohan, I bet that gets delayed to January because it just keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And I feel like it will slip one more time. But at some point I'll build that kit. That kit will arrive and I will put it together one of these days. I don't know when. But that'll be fun. We'll put that together, and I think you'll like that. But I don't know. I do need to get like some kits, and I also have that like Lego mech build that I want to do, my free build. So that's coming up. But yeah, I got a couple high grades. One that should be your quick build. One that'll take a little longer. It's a little more. It's a bigger box, a little more pieces. So I'm looking forward to put that together too. And yeah, hopefully the Gohan will arrive at some point. I don't know when. But I got a Gundam kit coming, a wing kit coming next year. They're finally doing master grades or re-releasing master grades for some of the Endless Waltz kits, which I'm very excited about because that just rules. That's just fucking awesome. So I'm getting the Altron, the Nadaku, as they call it, which is the Shenlong Gundam, but obviously different. And I really love that kit. And I've built it in high grade before, and the master grades were out there, but it was a limited thing and very hard to come by. So I jumped on that as a chance to be able to build that, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, so we got our kind of like smart missiles here. Put those aside. We got our beam sabers to put together. We can put those together here. We'll get those straightened out. And then we got a machine gun, and we got a rifle to put together. And then we got a shield. So we got a few more things. I guess we're not technically done with the body because you can count the body as a shield part. But I generally think the shield is just an accessory or a weapon thing. I don't know. Got a few good things on my wish list coming up, or things that I'm looking forward to picking up at some point. So that'll be good. And getting some money together for holiday stuff will be good. I guess at this point I'll just talk about it because it's good to talk about it. I've been talking a bit about that, but I'll make it official. So rumor was happening for quite some time that Sony was going to purchase uh, Evolution, which is the basically Crunchyroll decided like we need to have like a name. That's why Verve exists, is like an attempt to be international, to not move away from stuff, but that like Crunchyroll. If you don't know, Crunchyroll started as a pirate site, a way to watch like stuff and not having to worry about torrents and watching stuff that was not licensed. And they went out of their way to go legit. It took a long time to do it, and they did, and they're legit property. Uh, so it's not the same as, but a little similar to Justin TV basically rebranding as Twitch TV to like get rid of the disassociation. But yeah, so Elevation has their other branch of Verve, which Verve has Crunchyroll, it has High Dive, it has a bunch of other things tied into it. Of course, owns Crunchyroll, and Funimation was bought last year by Sony. Sony, who already owns Aniplex, Sony, who has a few other anime production companies under their belt, went into business of owning Funimation. Then the Crunchyroll Funimation deal ended. So for a little while there, glory days, it wasn't that having a subscription to one or the other meant that you could go to the other website. You couldn't like do that, but they were sharing a library. So like if you wanted to watch a Funimation produced, like the dub of or the subtitles of Yu Yu Hakusho, you could watch that on Crunchyroll because they were available. You could watch it on either, and Crunchyroll stuff was available on Funimation. So you could pick your player, you could pick your site, you could pick which one you wanted to, and it was a process to get some of them, and some of the stuff didn't happen, but a lot of it did. So you could kind of pick and choose. If there was a site you preferred, if there was a web player you preferred, if whatever, you could do it, and it didn't matter. It was a shared library, and it fucking ruled. But then Sony bought Funimation and made it so that deal expired, because why would Sony want that to happen? Of course, why would they want that? They wouldn't want this collaboration to happen anymore. So that ended. And then you also started to see Hulu get some stuff that was also on Funimation. So some things would be, occasionally there are some things that are Hulu exclusives, but rarely are there Hulu exclusives. Mostly it's things that would get licensed to that. Now some stuff doesn't get licensed to Hulu. So there are some things that are on Funimation and not Hulu. So you have to watch it on Funimation because those things are on Anime Lab, which is, it had another name, and I apologize for not remembering what the other name is. But Anime Lab is a streaming service for Australia and New Zealand. And and Funimation doesn't work there because Sony decided they would split those two. And that actually is a thing that people are wondering, will they do the same thing here? Because Funimation was like, we don't want to have competing services in Australia. But, so then people were like, is that a sign that they're going to close Crunchyroll? But Crunchyroll is a brand. Funimation is a huge brand and a well-known brand. Certainly. I'm not saying it isn't. But Crunchyroll is also a known brand and a known commodity internationally. Because there are parts of the world where you can't even go to Funimation's website. That stuff is on either Anime Lab, or there is a European distribution platform I forget the name of that Sony also owns, that they're just like, hey, so Funimation doesn't work there. But Crunchyroll is an international company, and some of the stuff they have doesn't work everywhere, but some of it works in a lot of places. Like, if you were in Russia, you watched One Punch Man Season 2 on Crunchyroll. But even though you couldn't watch it there in the U.S. because Crunchyroll U.S. didn't have it. But in Russia, they did. So there are a bunch of deals, international deals. So it's like, does that go away? The thing that probably happens is people get laid off here in the United States. Some from the Funimation side, some from the Crunchyroll side. There will be executives that take packages to go away and retire. There will be people who get laid off, who are who are on the translation side, who are on the distribution side, the marketing. Perhaps the marketing teams have issues, and then it's a question of, okay, so the Crunchyroll staff do a lot of conventions. The Funimation folks don't do as many conventions. So do you keep the Crunchyroll team? Do you keep the Funimation team? Do you merge them together? One of the people that works at the Funimation team for stuff used to work for Crunchyroll. Did they just move back into that position? It's nobody fucking knows, and it's real rough out there. And I hope it works out because I got friends there. So, I think I think I said this in a tweet. The idea that I could get Crunchyroll and Funimation for one rate, that does sound good. Having access to all of that for one subscription, yeah, that sounds good. Because of course it does. I should say this. I haven't said it in a while. I was gifted a Crunchyroll a premium account. I do not pay for that Crunchyroll premium account. As I said, it was a gift, which I am grateful for. I do pay for my Funimation, so I pay a monthly fee for Funimation. So yeah, and it becomes a thing, right? For me personally, if suddenly I don't need a Funimation account and I can just get all my stuff through Crunchyroll's website, that sounds pretty okay. Also, the Crunchyroll's queue system is bad, but their browser is way better. So maybe that will be better for me. And certainly, I'm having a thing now where the only website this happens on, where I start a video and it doesn't, it just stutters. It starts up and stutters, and even though I pause it and I let it go, what I end up having to do is reload, start from the beginning, and then knock down the settings to go from 1080 to 720, and it'll be fine. But I have to do that, and I never know when I have to do that, and I only have to do that on Funimation streaming service. I never have to do that on anything else. Netflix, no issues. I don't have to do it on Crunchyroll. Don't have to do it on YouTube. Never a problem. But it is a problem on Funimation, and that is weird. It is a weird thing that is a problem. So I don't know what's going on with that. But I hate it. Funimation's web browser is bad, and their site isn't great. So it would be great if Crunchyroll, if I could just watch on that. Also, as I said, it would also be great because I do have that paid for premium account. So the idea that I would not have to worry about anything like that and just get it is pretty good. Save myself a couple dollars a month. But yeah, I do worry for my friends. And then also, like I said, it is consolidation. The big worry, of course, is the idea that a corporation like this, just like a monopoly of it, streaming monopoly, and suddenly maybe the reason why Crunchyroll and Funimation is so look, both those premium sites, the lowest tier premium, are incredibly rewarding. You get so much bang for your buck. Will that end if there's not competition? Will that end if the only competition for Funimation is Funnyroll? If the only thing that's against that is Netflix, then maybe it's $10 a month. It just goes up. It's just like, yeah, it's $10 a month. What, you're not going to stream anime? We're also Sony. We go after websites. And, oh, by the way, the United States is probably going to get a bill going through, sneak in a bill going through that will make illegally streaming things carry a fucking prison sentence because that's not going to get line item vetoed. So, fuck, sorry. Be one way to get stuff off of YouTube. People to just post full episodes of an anime on YouTube. But yeah, it's weird and wild times, and I'm mostly concerned with people I know and hoping that they're going to be okay in all of this. That they will continue to have jobs. Had the same thoughts as Tony. Yeah, it's just it's all messed up and all weird. I will say this. Do not expect me at PAX East 2021. Good evening, Dirty. Welcome. Happy to have you here. If you didn't hear, PAX Unplugged should be this time of year, but PAX Unplugged is not happening, obviously, and they're not doing PAX Online like they did with PAX Australia and PAX West. So they're not doing PAX Online. Instead, they're doing a couple streams, but not like all day and all night streams. They're doing a few live streams and a few best ofs. Um, do I wish they had fucking told me that they were going to be airing Everyone Can Wrestle, the League of Heels show at PAX Unplugged? 100%. I wish they'd fucking told me they were going to do that, so we could have promoted it and maybe gotten some people to buy some merch from our page. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking annoyed by that. But besides the point, they announced tentative dates for next year's convention because the people at Reed need to try to keep their jobs. I already know of a few people that have been laid off from there, and it makes sense because they didn't have conventions they were supposed to have. So they're basically saying like, hey, we're not going to be able to do PAX South. We're not even going to pretend like we're going to do PAX South, which makes total sense because that would be in January. So they're like, yeah, we're not getting PAX South, but like, we might be able to get PAX East in June. So we're saying PAX East in June in Boston. Yeah. And then PAX West will be the same weekend it always is. And then PAX Australia, we're not even going to pretend that we can get PAX Australia this year, but we'll let you know if we can do PAX Australia because it's a whole other thing. Also, because it's Reed, but Reed in Australia is like a different thing. It's not the same people. The people that run all the U.S. PAXs have some overlap, but none of them actually plan. They just help facilitate and book guests for PAX Australia. It's like a separate thing. So they're like, we're not even going to comment on that. And then PAX Unplugged 2021 will be in December. And that's the one I think if I went to any of these, it would be that. Now, there's possibilities of differences if if I'm back in New York next summer, the Boston train ride's not that long. If we've had I'll say this, I'm certainly not going to convention if I have not been vaccinated. There's no way in fucking hell I'm going to convention without a vaccine. So that is just dead stop. Do not pass go. That is a condition that I am not going to, even for a moment, entertain going there if I don't have, if there isn't a vaccine and I have not taken said vaccine, then I'm definitely not going. There's no question about that. But if there's a vaccine, if I've been vaccinated, maybe. I don't know what next year holds as far as me going to Seattle, but maybe. It all feels like I don't know. I can't really pretend like I have any idea how any of that would go, and if any of that is a reasonable thing to assume that I'll do. But I do miss my friends. Also, I think about my Canadian friends probably aren't coming. I can't imagine my Canadian friends are gonna be coming down to maybe Seattle, but will they be able to travel to this country? Will they be able to get back? I don't know. It's a lot of questions about all that. So I I don't know. I can't see myself going to Boston in June of next year. Like I said, things could change. Also, I'll say this. Why not? They'll have the vaccine. Well, Lashbrook, it really comes down to how many people have the vaccine. What are the numbers like in Boston? Because if Massachusetts is still a red zone because not enough people in Massachusetts have taken the vaccine, uh, like, you know, one of the things about the Trump administration is they only paid for so many vaccines. And I don't know. Oh, I mean Canadians. Well, Lashbrook, the real question is how good of a spot is the U.S. going to be in? Will the border reopen between Canada and the United States? Will anyone from Canada coming down here be able to get back? It is a question nobody knows. Nobody knows when it's going to be easy for them to travel back and forth. Nobody has any idea. Because, like, it depends on, like, are people in this country going to take the vaccine? Like, are we going to do the right thing? Like, it's, you'd hope, but, like, oh, I don't know. I don't fucking know. So I can understand why some people will be worried about that, being able to travel. But yeah, yeah, like I said, I don't know. I can't tell you for sure one way or the other if I'm like, I would definitely go. Also, if next summer I'm still here in South Carolina, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Now, the one thing I did want to say is that might change things. Well, somebody wanted to help me get there. I got a sponsorship or some sort. Something like that. Somebody made it easy for me to be able to go. If I got hired to work at a booth or something like that, that's a different story, and that might change things a bit. I don't know. Like I don't know what work I'm going to turn down, that might exist. If I can get to a thing and then do a thing. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like, and I think the one thing I want all of us to do as we go ahead with these things is I don't mind people being mad about people taking risks, and that includes June, September, and December of next year. But I definitely do not want to ever be mad at people for being cautious about this shit. So if anyone is cautious, if anyone feels weird about going or going to anything like that, I don't want to ever see anyone I know talking shit or being disrespectful about that stuff. I want people to just be cool and chill and supportive, because I think that's the only way we can be, and that's the only way we should be, is cool and chill and supportive. Like, there was a fucking convention last weekend. Can you fucking believe that in Dallas, Texas, Anime Dallas, which, to be fair, is a small convention. That's the only thing I'll give them credit for. It is a small convention normally. They did a convention where they were like, well, we're limited to 400 people. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you even talking about? The chairman of the Anime Dallas convention was exposed to someone who tested positive for COVID and said, well, 3 days before the event, we tested negative, as if that means anything. Because if you're exposed to someone with COVID, you go into quarantine for 2 weeks and you get tested at the end of that. And you get tested for antibodies. You don't get tested 3 days later and go, well, I don't know, I was exposed to somebody. Might as well run this convention. Unbelievable. Yes, Anime Dallas is different from A-Kon. Anime Dallas is small. It is a local convention. A lot of the people, because Dallas is also a hub for voice actors, there are a lot of American dub voice actors that live in the Dallas area. So it's kind of a voiceover con, and so people who wouldn't go and do the con circuit but have done voices often do that convention because they live in Dallas, including, which is a weird thing to say, the guy who does the dub voice of Asta from Black Clover, who is, his name is Dallas, which is just an odd thing. But yeah, But yeah, so it's not that. It's a small convention, uh, but it still fucking happened, and no one said, "Hey, you can't do this." Uh, yeah, yes, it's around the Funimation offices. Yes, so like, no one said you can't do this. Like the guy, the main guy, he's also a voice actor. Like it's part of the thing, um, and it's unbelievably terrible. And they're like, well, we want to support our community. There are a lot of people in Artist Alley, like, these are people that didn't get to do conventions. And it's like, well, then do an online convention and let them put all their store links in there. You can't do this. This isn't helping anybody. This just like hurts people. It literally hurts people. It was always weird to me back in the day between Funimation and ADV. Akon is the only one I ever went to. I met Tin Thomerson, Jack Death himself there. Hell yeah. Texas was a big anime hub. Yes, indeed. Totally. And, uh, it is such a shame. And the fact that they didn't cancel it. Like, I understand. I get some of it. I get some of the things. But, like, the idea that you're like, no, we're going to go ahead with this convention. We're going to put a lot of people at risk. And, like, yeah, I get people want to go out and have fun. And they miss fucking conventions. And I get that. I've been nostalgic for bad times at conventions. Like, I got a real nostalgia for, like, when the fucking smoke alarm went off when we had to clear the League of Heels show. Or when Kate Welch fell off the stage and took out literally unplugged the sound system and none of the mics worked. And she was fine, thank God. Or when John hurt his goddamn ankle. Like, I'm nostalgic for terrible incidents that happened at PAXs because I miss conventions so much. Hell yeah, Harold, throwing in the emotes. I miss conventions so much that I miss, like, bad things that happened at conventions. I miss, like, my friend getting his wallet stolen and then finding it again, and the credit cards were in there. The cash wasn't, but his license was taken, so he couldn't drink that weekend at New York Comic Con. Like, I miss, like, terrible things. Can't stay, just want to drop a host. Well, thank you, Harold. Appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by. And, of course, thank you for in League of Heels, indeed. I miss that stuff, too. I do miss PAX. I miss the good and the bad. Oh, I have to reply to this person. Sorry, I got to reply to this. This year, it was revealed he wasn't. He isn't. He wasn't. I was gonna say they announced a new Fantastic Four movie, and I said it should just be about how the littlest kid. That he's not a mutant. That's a new storyline thing. I miss 404 again. I appreciate that. Mutants. Yeah. So I got to take photos of this. Sorry, I got distracted. Twitter opened up when I opened my phone. So, of course, Twitter, the great distractor. But yeah, we're done with this kit. Does this kit hold up in a context of it's the year 2020 and this kit came out in the year 2001? No. This kit does not hold up. This orange fucking holds up and looks great. It looks even better in person. And the visor looks rad. But this is an old-ass kit and feels like an old-ass kit. There's lots of nubbins. There's lots of extra plastic. It feels kind of wobbly. It has screws in it, and I can't ever tell you that a kit with screws in it is good, because it isn't. And it should have the big bag backpack. It really should have it. I mean, you could take off this to replace it with the backpack, but you should just get the big backpack if you're going to give me all the weapons. So I'm glad I built this. Oh, well, I will say this. These beams look rad. These beams still look awesome. See-through plastic still rules. And so this looks good. But overall, this is a bit of a disappointment as an old kit, but I'm glad we built it. It's fun to return to old kits now and again, especially kits I never built when they came out because it was from the era I didn't build kits. Now, moving on. We're going to work on Deku. Working on Deku here. I will say, immediately, that this kit has, this is Entry Grade. If you're unfamiliar with Entry Grade, we are working on a kit here that is meant to not use any tools. I'm going to put these aside. Now, we will use tools to put the stickers on because I'm not going to just use those with my finger, so we will use tools for that. But I will not use snipper clips to assemble this kit. Already, this is not as detailed a booklet as the Gundam one we did. There's no page here talking about the history of these kind of kits or the history of My Hero Academia. And this seems, from what I can tell, this kit is not going to have a lot of mobility to it. There's not going to be a lot of, like, the arms are pretty much stuck. The legs, there's not going to be a lot of posing in this kit, which I think is okay, but I would like it to be a little more movable. But it's also fairly inexpensive. So, and it is a thing where we're going to do the head, we're going to do the body, we're going to completely do the body, then we'll do the left arm, and then we'll do the right arm, and then combine the two. I kind of like this. I kind of like this piece here. You can see step 3 is one arm, step 4 is that, and the middle is the kit put together, and it shows you this is the best part right here. This is definitely the best part. The fact that in color, the whole thing is in color, which is rad, and it shows you what each thing looks like when it's done. That's awesome. I think that is very cool. I'm really into that. There's some close-ups that are like, the fact it's all in color I think is great. Even if it doesn't have like explanations, I'm not super thrilled about that. I also don't necessarily love this thing. I wish it was just like, you know, top to bottom instead of left to right like this, but whatever. But we are going to get started on that. But first, we got to take a pause for the cause, folks. And also, hey, there's some people rolled in. I really appreciate that. Thank you for being here. I'll get through this pretty quickly, but this is my commercial break where I talk about ways you can support the channel if you'd like to. For those that aren't already, if you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the emote in the chat. I would really appreciate that. Let the people know that you are a subscriber. That rules. And you get these cool emotes, and you're helping me out, and that's great. So I appreciate that. But yeah, being a subscriber is a great way to support the channel. You could gift a sub. We only had one gifter of subs. Sin gifted 5 subs, which rules. Bits and coins always appreciated as well. So if you want to cheer, you could do that. You could also gift this, like I said, gift a sub to somebody else in there. Use your Twitch Prime token. If you have Amazon Prime like with Twitch, you get your Prime Gaming token. You can use that for me or use Cash Money. Subscribing is probably the easiest way to support what I do, but there are other ways. And like I said, we're going to go through that quickly, then get back to building. I got a Patreon. Right here. You could join my Patreon. $1, $3, $5, and $10 tiers. And as I've said this before, if you join my $10 tier... Oh, Jam just cheered for 100 bits. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thank you for helping me out with some bits. But if you my $10 Patreon supporters, choose what I build next. I put a list up. That's pretty okay. It's a pretty neat little thing. So that is a way to support what I do here is through my Patreon. If you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up, YouTube? You can find all these links in the show description below. Also, one-time donations, because everything I make through Patreon, through Patreon and through Twitch and through direct donations, like these links here, goes into me buying model kits and equipment, because I got to keep buying model kits. I'm good on equipment. I've only bought one thing since I moved down here. Eventually, I am going to have to upgrade my microphone setup, but we're good on that for a while. And it is nice to be able to move around and never feel like I'm out of the range. But at some point, I probably want to get a table mic at some point. But yeah, model kits, they're expensive. I got to get them. And if you're saying to yourself, Pat, I like you build model kits. But what if you built a model kit that I bought? Well, I have a way for you to do that. And it would even jump the queue, and I build that before other things. I got an Amazon wish list. I'm going to tell you some of the things on my Amazon wish list here. I got another cheer here. Thank you so much. Thank you to 100 more there. I appreciate that. To 100 more kits, indeed. I'm going to deal the applause there. Bane, thank you so much for the 100. Appreciate that. That will go towards me buying model kits. And we're going back to building in a moment or two, but I did want to say I've got more of these entry grade kits up here. There's a Doraemon model kit. I'll put that together. That sounds neat. And some Dragon Ball stuff, which I would like to be able to compare the Dragon Ball kits to the other figurized kits that I've built and kind of compare and contrast them. But yeah, also I put in some of the balls, one of them is the ball. The Haropla kits are very cute, and I want to build one of them. So one of them is that looks like the ball, which we built the Master Grade of that years ago. And yeah, I want to put those together. I got some high grades. I got some Master Grades on here. I got that 144 scale Wing Zero that's new that I would love to put together. It's fairly new. I think it's a couple years old, but it's fairly new. I got a bunch of stuff on there. I'll build it, and it jumps the queue if you pay for it. Basically, your donations of that goes there. The other alternative is getting me a gift card to USA Gundam Store. If you're like, I want to avoid Amazon, Pat. I want to support a small business. Well, you can support USA Gundam Store. Why did that not give you the link? That should give you a link. Why didn't that do it? Why didn't that do it? I'll just put the link manually in there. I don't know why that happened, but it didn't, so we'll just put it there. USA Gundam Store. You can buy a gift card there. Then you send me a DM on Twitter, and I see that DM, and I'm like, oh, here's a gift card code. Great, and then I'll go and buy something, and it'll act just like doing the Amazon thing. So let's see. I have a Discord. That's a way to support me for free. You can join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. There was a minimal amount of a little bit of drama, but not much. Somebody who is giving up model kit building and did a fond farewell there and was like, oh, wow, okay. But most of the time, it's just people posting stuff they're working on and other people going, ooh, what? I didn't know that was a kit. And it's very nice, very sweet, and I appreciate it. I got a couple of videos for you to watch in your free time. We were talking about anime, and of course we'll talk more about anime. But I got Pat Baer's Anime Club, which is a video series I do. This latest video for Pat Baer's Anime Club was a video where I talk about... I don't remember... What do I got? What's the latest Pat Baer's Anime Club? Is it the Christmas one? Yes! It's another... I can't believe I forgot. It's another video where I talk about anime episodes that are about Christmas. So if you're getting in the holiday spirit, you can watch those. And I did it earlier this year than last year because I want people to be able to get into the spirit and find some shows they might be interested and watch some Christmas stuff. And do I talk about the one anime, Gundam anime that takes place on Christmas Eve? Yes, I do talk about that Christmas Eve anime episode because I felt like it was a good thing to talk about. Baering the List, I looked at some photos of some sad cats, and I ranked those cats for how sad the photo looks and how sad the photo makes me feel. Those are my criteria. So I looked at those, and then I'm going to talk about a little anime, but I got to drink a little water first. Got to get a little water, and then it's time to talk about some anime. And then also start working on our Deku. So let me do this. Let me drink some water here. All right, and then let's look at Deku Midoriya. And we're going to talk about anime. A couple shows that happened in the past couple days that I want to talk to you about. If you watched any of these shows, you can let me know in the chat. Or if you have questions about anything I'm talking about, and you're like, I don't know what you mean, Pat. What are you even saying here? All right, we're starting with the head, which is... Let's see. We got to do eyebrow stickers. Literally our first step is some stickers here. So we will start with the head. We start with A1 and the head here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing this out of habit. Supposedly, I can do this without using any Yeah, without assembling, without any tools, and I did this without even thinking about it. But yeah, these come right off. We don't need any tools. I will be using my X-Acto knife to put stickers on because I want to be very particular and get those stickers right, but I will not be using any tools for the assembly of the pieces of the model. We'll just be using our fingers to separate here, and there is no nubbins. That looks really blue on stream. Oh yeah, this green does look pretty blue, so apologies for that. But it is very green. It's green like this. It is green. Tony says favorite quirk. I like that quirk where if you eat something, you gain the properties of the animal that you consumed. That is a bizarre quirk and fucking very cool and weird. Also, of course, Dark Shadow. What, am I not going to like the Birdman with the shadow of the Birdman that has a cock that seems to have its own personality? What the fuck's up with that? What's up with Dark Shadow? Why has it got a personality? Why is it a sassy dude? What's up? What's up, Dark Shadow? What's your fucking deal? All right, so I got to put eyebrow stickers on here. And then, so we'll do that there. But yeah, that's my favorite. Those are my favorite. Sun Eater and Dark Shadow are my favorite quirks. Okay, so here's one of our eyebrows. Hey, this is supposed to be the easy kit. Why is the very first step, here's a tiny sticker to put on? Put on his eyebrows. That seems suspect. I think that is a mistake. Indeed. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about Black Clover. Hey, we're back into manga story. This is stuff that happens in the manga. It's a little out of order, some of this stuff, but basically, if you were like, I do not like all the filler that's happening, you can get into this shit. It's still anime canon, so they'll still maybe reference things that happen in the anime, but like we're getting into some of the good shit right now in Black Clover. So if you've missed some episodes, you can get back into that shit. So a bunch of the Clover Kingdom Magic Knights are like, we're coming here to train. We're going to train with these spirit guardians who are all real strong and use magic differently than we do, so we can get even stronger. So we sent a bunch of kick-ass strong people, almost every strong person from the kingdom we sent to do their thing. Yuno doesn't come, because Yuno is going to train differently, I guess. But everybody else is there that's strong. And also Charmy shows up, who should not be there. Charmy was not told to go there, but she heard there's good food there, so Charmy showed up. Now, I should make this clear that Charmy is one of the strongest knights in the whole kingdom, but she is a joke character. So people don't take her seriously because she's also mostly in chibi form. She's generally in chibi form and runs around being goofy and silly, and she's more interested in food than anything else. But she has the ability, using her magic, she can make food that replenishes magic and mana in people. And that's not possible in that world, so she shouldn't be able to do that. And people are aware that she shouldn't be able to do that, and that's bizarre and completely weird. That she can do that. Like, they basically are just like, this should be possible. And then she also has an ability, because she is part dwarf. She has another ability she can switch to, because she has a second grimoire, where she can absorb her opponent's magic, literally eat the magic, and turn it into physical strength, which is also unbelievable and shouldn't be possible. Which is rad, and I love Charmy very much, but she's a joke character, because if she wasn't a joke, she would be overpowered, and people on the internet would be mad about how strong she was because she's female. And she shouldn't be that strong. But because she's a joke character, it's okay to make her unbelievable because she most of the time won't. She's not going to show up to save the day. She's going to accidentally get involved, uh, and have some fun. Like she didn't. She doesn't know. She didn't know she was part dwarf. She like had to get told that, and she's just like, "What? What are you talking about?" Which I love. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. This is the Build With Baer Workshop. I'm working on Deku. This is the Entry Grade Deku. It is the first My Hero Academia model kit. I don't know if there'll be more, but it's first right now is the one and only action figure model kit for Deku. And I'm having trouble with the sticker being stuck. The sticker is stuck to the sheet, which is bad. I'm going to attempt to remove it. It's just his dimples. I just want to have his dimples on. He's got to have dimples on both sides, y'all. Anyway, hello. Well, welcome. Yeah, we're working on it. We just finished up a model kit from the year 2001, and now we're working on a brand new thing, the Entry Grade, which is new. It is the beginner's grade on purpose. They're for people that are trying to get into the hobby. All right, I'm having issues with this. Let's see if I can get this out. I'm having trouble getting this out. But yeah, so this episode of Black Clover was really fun. It is introducing some of these people. We find out how the Heart Kingdom are so strong is because they don't just use the mana inside of them. They tap into the natural mana all around them and use mana words. And some people have a lot of trouble with that shit, trying to make this work because they don't have the best teachers. And some people are like, okay, I'm figuring this out. I got this no problem, including Charmy. Charmy is of course a natural at doing that because she's an overpowered joke character. And yeah, people are starting to get it. Some people are naturals to it. We see that. I'm thinking this. Like I get this, but Asta is there to train. Why doesn't he train with a swordsman? There's got to be some people that are into swords. Like he's got some training from some sword people before, but nobody seems to know how to help him because everybody else is like into magic and he doesn't have any magic. So you'd think he would go and find another swordsman to or swordswoman or swordsperson to train him. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there. Oh, what happened here? Gonna check this out here. Oops. Sorry, folks. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, okay. Hey, if you want to throw some emotes in the chat or just say hi or whatever, because right now my dashboard is saying I have 2 viewers, and I feel like I have more than that, and it's fine if I only have 2 viewers, but I feel like I went from like 12 to 2 in like a second, and that's weird. So feel free to throw some stuff in the chat and let me know you're here. Because Dirty's here. All right, great. I don't know. That was just weird. There was a moment there where suddenly I didn't have any viewers, and that was odd. All right, we got to put more hair on this boy. So let's get some hair on this boy. Well, thank you, folks, for throwing those emotes, and I appreciate that. But it was this moment where I was just like, hey, why don't I have... What happened? People were watching. Y'all just like, nah, Pat, we don't want to hear about Black Clover, even if it's getting better, and you had fun with it. I'm like, okay, sure. But yeah, it's getting better. Magna can't do the mana words, so he gets really discouraged because his magic isn't high enough. So hopefully he's gonna get pumped up and figure something out and get stronger. Because otherwise, why is he there? And why are we dealing with this in the story? All right, we're putting some hair on our Deku here. Hello. Yes, Tony, thank you for saying what's up. Appreciate that. Let me know. But yeah, it just says I have 2 viewers, and I was like, I definitely have more than 2 viewers. That's weird. But whatever, it happens. Nobody's perfect. Alright, so let's get some hair on our kid here, on our Deku. Okay, we did that. And so then we got to put some hair on the back. We're going to connect these hairs. and put it on the back. This really reminds me a lot of Dragon Ball kits. This really feels like putting together a Dragon Ball kit. The Figure Rise line. This really reminds me of that. Which is a line I like. I like the Figure Rise kits, but this doesn't feel as like the Entry Grade Gundam felt really much like very much like, oh, this is a new way forward. This is going to be a thing, and this just feels like a cheaper version of the Figure Rise kits. Still happy to put it together, but yeah, it instantly doesn't feel as good. I appreciate the simplicity of these instructions. I think that those are great. I think this is the fact that it's all in color. I think is awesome. But yeah, it is. It is not immediately hitting me at being like, this is very cool. I'm glad we're here. All right, so then I got to put this hair on there. At the very least, it's not. This hair doesn't hurt like some of the Dragon Ball hair does, because Saiyans have really pointy hair, and that plastic fucking hurts sometimes to put the hair on, which is weird, a weird thing to say, but true. All right, so we're done with the head. Also, this is an odd thing when you're putting together action figure model kits of people, humanoids. It is weird to put together humanoids. It is it's just an odd thing to do it, because you have like a head you got to put on. Yeah, it's just a weird thing. So yeah, all right, let's get into it and keep going with this kit. And I'm going to keep talking about anime. I'm going to keep talking to you about the anime that I watched. Kuma Bear. All right, so we are now getting into the last couple episodes of Kuma Bear. I said that last week it felt like that was the last. That could have been the last episode, and it would have been fine. I stand by that. That last episode was just like, oh, opened up a place and made a lot of people happy, and now has like a restaurant that she doesn't have to worry about, but she can get good food, and people are happy to be there. That's nice. Well, here's the thing. She was in the capital, had a great time in the capital, but one of the things that happened in the capital was she didn't get any seafood, and that is a thing that she has been missing. Our girl Yuna has been missing seafood, something fierce. Now, apparently, there's a port city, and it is called, Milila. So she's going to go to Milila to get this food that she has been craving. She's been craving some stuff. Because it's not going to be hard for her to go over these snowy mountaintop to get to this town. But normally people don't go there. So she's going to go there because she's like, well, I'll be able to warp and I'll be able to get seafood from this port town, and that's going to rule. So Yuna creates a bear phone so that she can keep in touch with Fina, which is cute. Very nice. And also, when she was in the capital, she leveled up and learned 2 new skills. Now, one of those skills, we don't know what that is. I think we'll find that out soon. But we don't know right now what that is. The other skill she learns is she can change the size of her bears. And this is one of the cutest things in the show so far, is now her bears, who are basically her familiars or mounts, now can be smaller, which rules. And I guess the Bear Appreciation Club is going to have to hear about this, but they should be pretty psyched because now the bears can be even smaller, which is very cute, and they can be indoor bears. So that is very cool and cute. And all right, so Yuna's going to go to this new place. I got to figure out what am I doing wrong here. I got to make sure I've got this on right. So this is going to look like this. Okay. And then these go in. Look at this. Yeah, all right, I figured this out. I had it on upside down, and that was a problem. Anyway, so Yuna is traveling, and she comes across some people who are in a whole lot of trouble, and she saves them, because that's Yuna, and that's her style. And they are travelers. They are from that area, but they are traveling to get food. But that's what Yuna wants, because apparently 2 very bad things are happening at the very same time, which sucks. One is a fucking Kraken showed up. so the fishermen can't go out there, and that's obviously very bad. And the second issue is, well, there's a road out there to another area, but the road has been taken over by a group of thieves. So they'll go and steal stuff if you try to go that way, which is why this couple went on the mountains to try to make it to the town that Yuna's from. And they need food, and look, they got little kids, and those kids are cute, and they're trying to be strong for their parents, but they're definitely suffering. And that is the way to get Yuna to help. Yuna was probably already going to help, but certainly is going to help because kids are in trouble. Good kids are in trouble. So, Yuna's going to help, and she gets some food. She meets Atla. Now, Atla is in the opening credits. We hadn't met her yet. So now we finally met a character. The last character in the opening credits we hadn't met yet shows up. She is in charge of the guild there. She is fucking definitely psyched for Yuna to help because they only have so many adventurers because some of the adventurers took off when the Kraken showed up. So she's just like, I'm psyched you're here. You got food you can donate? Hell yeah, please donate food. Well, here's the thing. Yuna's got all this food. Somehow, some of the thieves hear about it. I don't know how they found out. I know how they found out about it. They don't say it yet, but there's a corrupt local official that most likely hired the thieves or is in collusion with the thieves or is in charge of the thieves. It's very clear that that is what's happening. They do not go out and say that, but that is definitely what's happening here. A local official is in league with the thieves to basically, be in charge of them and run this racket, this thieving racket. Very clear. But anyway, they try to break into Yuna's place, or where she's staying, the inn she's staying in, to steal her food supplies, and they do not count on Yuna being incredibly tough and having bears. They are very shocked to run into bears. So they get captured, and Yuna finds out their hideout and is definitely attacking their hideout for interrupting her sleep. Here's the thing. She was going to take care of the thieves anyway. She was going to find she's got tracking. She's got bear tracking. She was going to find them anyway. It was just a matter of time. They saved her the trouble of finding them. They don't know that, but they did. So she's going to take them out. Then I assume she's also going to take care of that Kraken, but it's in the water. And so she's like, I don't know how I'm going to fight that, which is fair. But she's an overpowered main character. So I feel like she's gonna take care of business. There's also a fun line where when Fina is playing with the little bears, the smaller version of the bears, she's like, "This is the reason I was brought over to this world," which I think is just that was just cute. She was like, "That's the reason I'm here, is to see this one moment." Anyway, Kuma 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 Bear. It's a great show. If you're not watching Kuma Kuma Bear, here's what you do. Don't watch, you gotta watch the second episode. Skip the first episode. The first episode is like a flash forward, and it doesn't make it clear that that's what it is. It is unnecessary to watch that there. You watch episode 2, episode 3, then you go back to episode 1, and then you watch 4 on. And that's stupid. That was a choice they made. They made a poor choice. They should not have made that choice, but that is what they did. All right, and continuing to talk about anime, because, going to talk about anime some more, I'm going to tell you what happened in Noblesse. Basically, Raul, who is he's from the Vampire Clan. He's a high-ranking member. He clearly is messed up. This is a creepo, garbage dude. When he got rejected a bunch of years ago, he freaked out and had to be basically placed in timeout because he did not expect and cannot believe that that Sierra is not interested in him. He cannot comprehend that. He's just like, nah, I don't get this. This doesn't make any sense. Which is like, all right, dude, you gotta fucking be better, but whatever. He's not going to be better. It's a shit dude. He's a shitheel. He's a bad dude. Anyway, he shows up at the school and instantly takes out M21. He doesn't kill M21, but he gets fucking close to killing M21. And it's like, oh, shit. Stakes. We haven't had stakes in this show in a while. This is Deku's, like, mask hood, I should say. He can't put it on. It's just going to look like a cowl. But we are going to put on what would be the eye holes, which is weird. But we are going to do that next. So we will do that. So let me get these stickers out here. Anyway, the other modded humans, they got no shot at fighting this dude. He is very strong, but he does leave for a little while, and the other modified humans ask Frankenstein to do experiments on them to make them stronger so they can protect people, so they can get powered up, which is cool. And Sierra leaves to protect people, and then Rye lifts the seal on Frankenstein so Frankenstein can fight Rail, the evil vampire, and they go toe-to-toe, and it's pretty evenly matched. It looks like, it will be a tough fight, but then it is stopped by Sierra. It's a good fight. It's a good animated fight. It's been a while since we had a strong fight, so that was nice to see. But yeah, Sierra stops the fight, and then apparently creepo dude, Rail, he's being a creepo. He thought he could just instantly convince her to come with him. He should have all along just been like, here's the decree from the vampire lord to come. And Sierra doesn't say no to that, so she goes. But don't worry about it, because Regis and Frankenstein and Rye are going to go to the vampire homeland, which is what the vampire lord wants this whole time, because she believes that Rye had something to do with or caused the death of her father, the former vampire lord. And also she probably has like unrequited love for him or whatever dumb shit. I'm sure there's more to it than just you killed my dad, which should be enough, but I bet isn't, because she's a female character. And in the flashback, it looked like she was into him. So that's Noblesse. Honestly, I don't know where this is going. I feel like we're gonna get to the point where they're in there, and maybe it looks like Rye's gonna die. But anyway, this first season, we're not gonna finish this chapter up. We're not gonna go to a brand new place and meet and with all these other cool vampires, and then just have that be the end of the show. Like, oh yeah, and then everyone thought it was cool. I mean, that's my opinion anyway. I don't know. All right, so this is the mask he wears, which we've got to put a big sticker on, which sucks, because it involves folding, and all folding of stickers sucks. So I'm going to try to get this lined up right, and then get the folding in place. Yeah. Lastbrook, yes, he wears it. He's supposed to wear it. He doesn't wear it that often. But he's meant to wear it. It is a modification of the former thing he wore, which was clearly just part of his hood, and was just... It still is a little... It's less looking like All Might's smile. It looks better than it used to, but it's still definitely inspired by that. Happy Thursday, sir. How's it rocking? It's rocking all right. We're working on a new kit here. This is the Entry Grade Deku, which is fun. Oh, I want to tell you about an anime here. I got one more anime to tell you about, guys. I almost didn't tell you about this anime. I almost really goofed it. Let me tell you about anime KAPIBARASAN. So, anime KAPIBARASAN. Obviously, fucking rules. Kicks serious ass. It is a story about an animal sanctuary where some capybaras live, and there's some other animals too, but it's mostly capybaras. And we meet a fiery, passionate capybara. And he's tough, and he's a little bit faster than the capybaras, but he's still a capybara, and he loves naps. And that's it, because this show is incredibly short. And that's all we got about that capybara, that very cool capybara. All we know is that capybara likes napping. That's it. That's all we know. But it's strong and passionate, and we'll probably see future episodes of that capybara. It was cute. It is, like I said, it is a short little show. It is definitely for kids, but I enjoy it very much. So, anime KAPIBARASAN, and that's the anime I watched. Am I gonna watch double episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen so that I can talk about Jujutsu Kaisen? Yes, I will do that. I am behind one episode on that show, but I will get caught up in time to talk about it on stream on Saturday. Am I going to cry a little bit watching Haikyuu this weekend? Probably. I'll probably get teary-eyed and emotional watching Haikyuu because we're getting into some emotion shit going on here. We're looking for some cool-ass shit. I will say, this second half of this season of Haikyuu, we've been seeing a lot of people grow and change, and we're seeing hints of possibly a change for Shoya, but I'm looking for a little bit more of our friend, for Hinata, to like step out a little bit more, and we'll see if he can do that in this episode. But yeah, that's the thing I'm excited mostly more about than I think any other show. Where is the anime at? Yes, Lastbrook. Well, that's at Crunchyroll. Haikyuu is at Crunchyroll. And yeah, I'm very excited to close that out, because that is a show I really, really like. And that is a show I came to really like this year. That was a lockdown marathon show. A show that I was like, oh shit, this is very good. Why have I not been watching Haikyuu all this time? No, I mean the story. Oh, where's the anime in the story, not the location? We are currently in the final set against the Twins team. I cannot remember the name of their school. It is volleyball anime. It's very good It's good boy volleyball anime. The thing with this show is, look, do I hate the Twins right now? Of course I fucking hate the Twins. I hate the Twins. I hate the guy that works hard, but everybody needs to work hard against and is very smart about volleyball. Oh, I hate everybody on that team. I hate the young, talented guy on that team. I hate everybody on it. But as soon as this is done, I will love those Twins. Because those Twins fucking kick ass. They do the quick. They can do it quick where the setter and the spiker switch because they're fucking twins and they're in sync. I love those boys. Those boys rule. But I hate them right now because they're facing our good boys. And I need our good boys to win. So of course I hate them. Because they're not the good boys. There's other boys. But yeah, when some other teams do well in other games, it's like, yeah, I want Bakuno to do well. That guy rules. Hey, I want that guy to do really well because that guy is great. But not when he's facing my boys. And I think that is the beauty of that show, is that you can there's one guy that kind of sucks, but he doesn't really suck. The guy that sucks the most is just a dude that it has kind of a nasty attitude, where all of them are very high energy, and some of them are more high energy than others, and some of them are more passionate than others. And then there's this one guy that doesn't cheer and just real quiet. You can go, nice serve, but I don't know. Sugiyama also had he's had some character growth, and so okay, well, he's got some growth. He's doing his thing. All right. Cool. He's getting pushed. He's doing his thing. So I'm still not done cheering for that boy, which is neat. I don't know. I just got into it. I didn't think I would. I never thought I would be into volleyball anime, but I say that about sports anime, and then every once in a while I watch a sports anime that just fucking kicks so much ass that I'm like, all right, well, I'm real into this sports anime. Turns out I'm real into it. In the early 2021, early on the year 2021, you will see my anime top 10 list for the year 2020. That will come out. I did it as a tweet last year. I will be doing it again, but I will not be doing it until the next year. But you'll be able to see my favorite shows of the year. Also, because some of the shows in 2020 aren't done yet. Look, Gallon Dino is going to be my top 10 because it's one of the wildest things I've ever seen, and I love it. Am I a little disappointed in some of the live action stuff the past couple episodes since they came back from their break because of COVID? Yeah. Do I think it would have been weirder? I don't know. I can't tell you if the live action was going to be weirder because the live action is unique of its own thing. It's not part of the manga. So it isn't as good as it was, and I don't know if that's because they got a limit and they rewrote some stuff, or if it was just always going to be top heavy. So I can't tell you where Gallon Dino is going to be on my list, except it's going to be on my list. Because it's fucking rad. So, it's rad, and I want to include it on there. So, yeah. My top 10, there'll be look, if you've been watching my streams this year, you know what my favorite shows are. There were a couple shows that couldn't make the list that, I still really liked. And then, yeah, there'll be one show that gets, extra credit. Not extra credit. What do we call an extra credit? Honorary mention. I don't know why I said extra credit. That's wild. There'll be an honorary mention show because it's really good, but it also was really bad. It was both very good and very bad this year. So, I can't list you, but it's good. I just realized I have a superlative. My next Pat Bear's Anime Club, I'm going to be doing superlatives for the year. I'll give you an example of one of them. One of them is show that should have ended in season 4. And another one is show I'm sure I'll watch in 2021, but not right now. And then I do have another one I'll put in there best girl. I'm going to do best girl because I just realized I want to do best girl. I don't normally do that. I don't normally speak in best girls, but 2020 there was definitely a best girl. And I want to shout her out because she was in a great show and definitely a best girl. All right, I got to put these stripes on here. Yeah, I will say I am genuinely disappointed in the stickers, the need for stickers on this kit. This could have been plastic. This could have been an inset there. I think that kind of goes against the whole idea of this being a simpler thing. I think it does live up to the point. You do not need tools to assemble it. But I wouldn't want to put these stickers on here without an X-Acto knife, and I think that sucks. So we're going to keep working on this. We're going to finish this up. Even if we go a little long, we're going to finish this up because, it's time to get this done. So we'll do that. My next stream will be on Saturday. I will have a new kit to build. I do not know which one what it will be, but I can tell you it'll be one of these things. It will either be the Silver Bullet. It will be the GM Beam. Or it will be a Lego build of my own design as I'm building as I go, a mech. My $10 patrons are going to decide what I build next, and it will be one of those three things because those are the things that I have that I can build. I do have that Nutcracker, but I'm not building that Nutcracker until Christmas Eve because I'm streaming on Christmas Eve, and I'm going to build that Nutcracker then. But, yeah, that's the only other thing I have in my backlog that I'm not jumping to. I'm hoping that Gohan kit arrives. I have no belief that it will arrive before Christmas. I feel like it's probably going to get pushed to January, but it might might be available. I might be able to do it. And this goes here. But yeah, these stickers remind me of the Dragon Ball kits or the One Piece kits. That sucks. Thought of getting this for a nephew. Don't know if he would like the stickers. Yeah, Jam. I mean, that's why I want to build. Like, I want to definitely want to build one of those Dragon Ball kits, and I probably end up just getting one for myself if no one picks it up on the wish list. Because I want to know how those Dragon Balls are. Because the Dragon Ball figure-eyes kits are good, but they're not like they're good. But I like definitely think that they're a little difficult. I would say the entry grade Gundam was incredibly easy to build and really satisfying. And like other than the stickers, you can assemble this, but then it won't have eyes. That's weird. Like you got to put the eye stickers on. So like that will require help. You will need like assistance, uh, and that's a shame. Maybe we won't finish this tonight. We do have more. We do have all the legs here to put together. I don't know. We'll see how we go. I might wait till Saturday to do that, but I don't know. He likes Hero and Dragon Ball, so I'm interested in those the same. Yeah, I will say the regular figurized kits for Dragon Ball aren't like super complicated, but they are, you know, I would say the most complicated figurized kits are the Common Rider because those have a lot of stickers and a lot of detail. They're really great, but I do think that they're pretty difficult. Uh, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend those. We got really tiny stickers to put on here. I'm going to try, but those are going to be hard. And then 8 is what we're going to put there. I guess we'll just finish this. It's actually not going to take that long. We'll go. We'll just finish it up tonight. It'd be weird to almost be done with this kit that is pretty simple to put together and then be like, and we'll see you on Saturday. So I'll just hang out and finish this up. Where am I going to, what else do I got going on? Nothing really. Um, yeah, these stickers are teeny tiny. Don't necessarily like that. And this goes here. Okay, goes like that. Yeah, the knees have little gold things here. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to do those. Those are fairly tiny and it's late in the night. Maybe I'll do those on my own. I'm not going to put those little tiny dots on. They're tiny, tiny stickers, and I know it's late, and I'm just going to be sitting here frustrated about them, so I'm just not going to do them. Look, you don't need tools to put this together, which is still the best part of these kits, is that you can just assemble them with your fingers, and there's no nubbins or anything to worry about. And that is nice. That is pretty cool. But yeah, it is not as simple as the other one, which would be a bummer. Oh yeah, so my next stream is on Saturday. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be building. I'm going to put out a poll tomorrow for my $10 patrons to decide. Excited to put together something new. Then that'll be fun. And just the usual. I'll have some more anime to talk about. Probably have some life stuff to chat about. It's always good to have something going on in the life. Let's get some feet done, and then we will be done. 14 is this one here. Put some feet together. We got the boots. Gotta get these boots on here. Okay. And 10. All right. And then I could put 11. These boots are actually pretty detailed. I appreciate that. So that's fun. But yeah. Yeah, other than the stickers, this is a very easy thing to put together. But it is. Yeah, it's pretty neat. All right, we'll get these feet on. Get these feet on here. All right, and then we'll get this together. And one more piece. Yeah, this comes together pretty good. And that'll be it. Snap this together. So yeah, as far as assembly goes, other than the stickers, this is a very straightforward, easy to put together kit. And I'm happy that is there. I'm happy to have a My Hero kit. As I said, there's only one Naruto kit in the Figurized line, and that's a shame because I think they're very cool. I think the Teen Naruto is a rad kit. That was one of my favorites that I put together of those. I like the idea of Entry Grade a lot as a place to start. This doesn't have a lot of mobility that I would like to see more. The arms don't move at all. The head moves, and the waist moves. And for the Dragon Ball kits you put together are in the high $20s to $30 range. This is in the $10 to $15 range. So it's obviously cheaper. But the posability of this isn't much. It doesn't need a stand to stand up because it's rigid. But you can't put the hood on. You can't put the mask on. The arms, like I said, the arms don't really move. You can kind of set where you want them to stand. But it's not that detailed of a kit. And I was happy to put it together. But I'd like it a little bit more. I'll pay for a little bit more, honestly. And then the arm fell off. Easy. But yeah, and also stickers. A bummer. I don't want them. I don't want stickers. Okay, and that's it. That's going to do it for the stream on that kind of a downer note. But thanks so much for hanging out. We are going to go ahead and raid. That's what we do here, folks. We raid at the end of every stream. We go and find someone cool. Hopefully they're on the West Coast, and hopefully they're playing something that you're really psyched about, and you're like, oh, holy shit, I can't wait to check this thing out. That's the goal. And we gotta. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to check out one streamer and see what they're up to, and see if they're chill. Yeah, let's have a chill evening with TQ. Witchy TQ. TQ is great. I don't know how long she'll be streaming, but she's rad, and we'll go and give her a raid. She's no camera on, soft voice, just a chill winter time in Animal Crossing. So let's just go give her a raid because she rules. So feel free to come along this raid. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to come along on the raid. If not, I'll see you on Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, working on a kit. I don't know what it's going to be. As I said, it's going to be either 1 or 2 model kits, high grades, or a cool Lego thing that I'm going to design myself. I don't know yet. But let's go on this raid. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great night. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye.